Hi guys, welcome back to part 2 of mixing a rap vocal with Loyal Fire, Tuts and Tech. If you haven't seen part 1, just click on the top right corner now. What kind of reverb we've got? We're just using normal Space Designer, realistic room. We're doing any EQ on that? No, not doing any EQ. Sounds alright as it is. Sometimes I would EQ the reverb to either make it a bit darker or a bit brighter, just depending on what kind of vocal we're working with. If we're working with like a really bright female vocal, I might make the reverb a bit darker just so it's a contrast with it. And the same with a rap vocal, I might make it a little bit brighter if it's a kind of dark vocal like this one. But I'm just not really doing anything to the reverb on that. It's pretty simple mix on this, to be honest. Okay, and then we're adding an ensemble to it, which is basically, it's just adding more voices to it. So that's what it's doing to it. So I'm basically thickening the vocal up. I don't want to put this, I don't want to put too much on it because we want to keep it pretty mono. This is widening it out a bit as well, as you can see. I'm spreading it right out, and that's why I'm just sending to it. I've still got my original, but we're just having a little bit of that just to thicken it out. And then I've got a delay on it, as you can hear, but I'm taking a bit of the brightness off the delay because we don't want it to clash with the original vocal. So when it comes back in, if you've got too much, if that's bright and your vocal's bright, then it's going to altogether sound too bright. It's not gonna work well with each other. So we're taking, like, up to there, 5k down to, so we've got like 400 hertz to like 5k, and then we've got, I'm parallel compressing it, so I'm limiting the hell out of it so it sounds really crushed. I'll show you. As you can see, we're just crushing it there, and we're doing that just to bring up the noise floor, just to make it, we're mixing that with the original track just so it brings it forward a bit. I'll show you what it sounds like as I bring it in. You can hear it just comes forward. Okay, so that's helping a lot. So that's it for the lead vocal, just the main. If you don't have ensemble like this one, what you can do is you can make 2 sends and have 2 more channels, or just copy the vocal. If you don't want to do sends, just copy it twice, and then pitch one like down 2 semitones, not semitones, cents, and up 2 cents, and just pan them left and right, and that will help thicken out the vocal as well. You don't want it too wide though. You don't want too much of it because you'll end up, you don't want too much stereo stuff going on with the vocal because you might lose it, on different systems. I'm basically doing the same thing with the ad-libs down here, the backing vocal, but I'm taking a lot of the low end out from 270 down and a lot of the high end out from 440, 4,400 hertz up. And that's because when things are further away, they become less bright and they become, they have less low end, they become more MIDI. So I'm doing that to make them sound further back. I'm sending more of it to the reverb so it sounds like it's further away again. I think I'm adding a little bit more ensemble on this one. No, I'm not actually. I'm adding a bit more on the lead vocal, just a little bit on that, and then I'm sending to the same delay because I don't want it to sound too messy because this vocal's quite fast anyway. If we have all different kinds of vocals on it, could get delays on it, can get kind of messy. So we want to keep it as simple as possible with this. Obviously with a female vocal or a slow vocal, you could do a lot more complex things to a couple of different delays and reverbs and things like that. But with this, we want to keep it simple because it's quite a fast, exciting vocal as it is. I didn't go through the compression next. So there I'm sending both of them to a compressor. I've got it set on Studio FET, which is basically the circuit type, and it's an emulation of the 1176. I think that was a FET. It's like a feedback circuit. The fastest kind of compression circuit, so because this is a fast vocal, we want a kind of fast attack, a fast release and fast responding compressor, so that's why I've chosen this one. I'm going to show you what I'm doing to it. I'll show you without it and then with it. You can hear it jumps out at you straight away, and it's a lot more under control. So I've got the attack set on 5 milliseconds. We want it, to me that's quite a fast attack. We do want it quite fast because it's quite a fast vocal, so we want to be grabbing it pretty quick, but also we don't want to grab the very beginning of it because that'll soften it, and we want it keep it kind of percussive sounding. If we have it too fast, it sounds a bit crushed and we're losing the transients of it. So we want it just letting the beginning of it through, and then we're just grabbing it. And the release is quite fast as well, 9.5 milliseconds, because we don't want to. I want to keep it exciting. I want it to grab it and let go, grab it and let go, so that it jumps out, you know. And we've got a ratio at 2:1, not too high. And we've got our threshold minus 24 dB. As you can see, at most, we're getting rid of like 6 dB at the most. On average, it's about 4 dB. So we're not compressing too much, but it's getting things under control. And that's it, really. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you've got some things out of it. If you have, please give us a like and subscribe. If I've missed anything out, just leave a comment and I'll go over it again. If you want me to go over anything else, let me know. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.